Morning, guys. So, with the git differences, we will see. Before that, we will see what are the diff file or diff have in Linux operating. And before that, how you going to capture it, or instantly you want to capture your logs. So, I have switched on the VM already.
Have you started recording?
Yes, the recording is.
Okay.
So we have VM and happiness. Oh, we have DNS already. Router. Okay, now we have the file I time tax. Okay, so I have here. So you can see the color symbol here, raw module, the code we have. So I'm not going to use this code. I'm going to use my code file info pre and post .yml. So guys, what I have done, we have created one file, whether we going to capture the pre from the some deployment we centrally automate the Ansible capture. So we have two file, real file for pre and post. Then we will see the diff. What are the difference? How we going? Or as per this, the differences happen according to our deployment. Capture for free. So we have module, guys. Let's help me to create code capture post. Now we have inventory, the host or the router, whether we have inventory accordingly. Change that. Then we have other facts, that's no, false, and connection type is connectable, local. Now ask task, have task as a name running configuration. We are making only the simple configuration device. Okay. So we will call the ISO module. Let me take this standard one. Yes, have backup file config backup. This is standard module. You have to use keyword as a backup. That's all. You're running configuration. Now this code, this is standard code. Okay, that's available on the. You can check the documentation of Ansible. How you going to do the running configuration backup? They have created the standard module. No need to do any configuration. No need to write the code. You just call the module. I also configure the backup. Backup is okay. So what this code going to do? This is going to capture your backup and create the file with the date, time, backup module. What they're going to do? Standard backup. What does do this? Enable backup. So first it will create the backup folder. What they will create? Backup folder. If you don't have in your home directory, where so in home directory. Once they create this backup, this will create only once, not every time. Okay, once it's create, they will capture the show login running configuration, and it's going to be stored with the date and time. The date and time automatic. So if you are taking after 10 minutes, after 10 seconds or half an hour also, anytime different than this, they will create one more file. So suppose you are doing deployment and you have taken before the deployment you have taken the configuration, between the deployment you took the configuration, or you took the configuration also backup to the last once you finish the, so you have multiple backup available to, you can see the progress of deployment, what you have done, what timeline with that. Are you guys understand how powerful this? Let's do and get it. By doing we will see that. So this is our code. What we have. Leave it. Hand that. Okay. So this file is reachable or not? I'm going to open the terminal here and check all the routers are thingible. So what is the configuration? Router do have configuration on all of that. Yes, we have configuration of, and whether it's a thing or setup as we already did earlier, and we have inventory as a, because we have used the code as a inventory host. See the code, we have used the router, this inventory. So guys, do you remember what command I have to for the inventory file? Cat
Cat etc host Ansible.
cat
Ansible.
An-
Not
Ansible host.
etc
sorry,
Ansible.
this is Ansible. Now we have defined router routers we. So we have to call this file. So we have backup code going to it. So I'm not going to, let's see, once if it's there. So let's do ls file that backup. I don't remove that backup. They will prompt with the password we have. So we don't have called backup here, guys. Yeah, let's run this Ansible automation whether they create the backup folder. And once they create every file, they're going to put in that. So I did not change anything on. Run the play Ansible playbook. Call. I'm not going to call any entry. So what?
Just mention this play name. It will take the default inventory. That's it.
That what was the configuration? No, I've used also here. What was the password here? So guys,
Ashu only.
oh, hope so. Yes, so we have to keep remember these things. Okay, running, play the task, taking running configuration. Fail. What command timeout? See the time was set. Ansible facts.
I think actually we need to trigger this finger. So first SSH R1 R2 so that it will create the fingerprint.
No, that's giving you change false Ansible facts interpreter with the Python false. So have to do the facts.
So you aren't we supposed to use connection network CLI?
Ah, exactly. Okay, that type connection type SSH not valid for this module. Okay,
Instead of
for this.
let it be
Do we
connection there.
have connection type SSH? Also, we have 190, 120. Okay, guys, so SSH is not work. I think that is close the session. First, we have to solve because Ansible work. So, figuring what do we have? So we have enabled check. We have to what do we also admin or I'm password wrong.
Ashu, I think the password was set to Ashu as well. So give that a try first.
Okay, let me check. Yes, password. That's sorry guys. Here we break with because we forget. Ah, this. Okay, guys. Action first thing the connection like module.
Ashu, so the
We
playbook that
have
you
to
have,
check with the RX. Wait, let me check, let me change this. I think the crypto is not enabled for
I
and
think Ashu, it is basically the module, your iOS config module, right?
yeah.
I think it requires connection type network underscore CLI.
Yes, that's but without connection locally can you work locally supposed to work fine. Let me see there whether SSS is generating or not. I will type. This is a standard one latest find the network CLI. Unable to automatically determine the host network. That's a problem. I remember this we have to file and we have to find.
Actually, can you try one more thing instead of host,
No,
instead
no,
of
no. Wait.
router, just type RX.
Yeah, that's I'm going to do. That's we. But this what here we solve this. This is network OS. We have to work OS. This is persistency. That's why I close this. If we are not going to do this, that going to or we have to define the inventory file with them like what was the full host file file define and yes the one boxing Ansible network os is or you this is due to network CLI if you are giving error support and running competition. Ah. Okay, so guys, this network connection type we have given local is supposed to work local. Why it's not work? This module is the persistence module. Is supposed to work with the network. If you are using the network CLI, you have to go this Ansible network OS, because they don't know which vendor you are going for. iOS for the Cisco that are using. Okay, guys, what happened? There is a change. So running configuration they capture with the problem was the password. See, guys, this thing you will get, and the troubleshoot is more important than straightforward learn. There is a break. We lost the thing where we are earlier. Now we fix the thing. So verbs we introduce the verb. Now, what the objective with this? We are concentrating on the module ISO config backup. We resolve means they create the folder, the backup, and then they capture the running configuration. So let's check it out. We'll do ls. Now you can see there is a backup folder created. Yeah, you can check whether as those. How do I know it's? You can see the time of the backup folder. April. See, this is created right now. Okay, now let's see what is there. The backup folder we went. Let's start. So we have router 1, router 2, and router 3. The config file they capture with the time at the rate. What is time? Are you guys able to? So 846 per second bytes they have this configuration. So you can check this configuration file by doing the cat or more command. But I'm going to do 192.1 the file name. So using the file name, host name, not an IP, they're going without it. So this automatic, because while they are reading this column, they will come a slash because the same file system. So you can check this. Starting point R1. Okay. Now let's make it this. This is different speed of router. I RX. What? Then I'm the file backup. Oh, bye guys. Because we are in the. So this time instead of the host name, they will R1, R2. Okay. So my folder going will be backup. So they capture with. Are you guys able to understand? Yes. No?
Yeah.
Okay. Now my objective is not this. My objective, I have done some deployment, and we have to do the differences. We have to study about the difference. Other difference. So let's do some deployment. I'm going to change the. I'm going to run the router OSPF. Let me check whether do we have protocol. We have EIGRP. We have OSPF. We have RIP. My God. So I'm going to remove the RIP. No router protocol. Any change. Removing. No router RIP. This is one change I have done for R1. See, I will do some change. Config. We don't have host name it's the host name R2. Yes, we have R2, right? Here also there may be the difference generated. So here I'm going to change the host name. Host name. So you have major deployment of R3. Right. Change. Now let's run this. Um, Again, I'm going. So you can see that there is a changed. You are able to see the changed configuration have different than what we had. So you can see this change R1 having two different files. Are you guys able to see? If you run 5 times, they have 5 different files with the timeline have different. So do you understand the how powerful the backup is? But here we have running configuration. We will do the project where we want to customize the configuration, including the running config. We need more configuration than my own customized command configuration. First, you understand this. If you are able to understand this, then you are able to the higher more command line. Do you understand? We have two distinguished files. How do you difference? That's in what we got regarding the so PWD. I want to what is the difference? Command is called diff. Command is X, not git diff. Okay, git diff going to be happen the git diff, same command with the git. But in Linux we have diff. Diff followed by the your file. So I have first file name. So we will just click the tab. The common file name have common. So you can see have common just to 0. So it will tab take till the end. Clear guys? So this is first file. Compared to second file, tab other file name. You can after that this is going to be different. Don't do same file. If you difference, if will be nothing going. So I'm going to tab. It's second file. So we have two different file, and I'm going to see this difference. So let's understand. If you understand here difference, the same type, same thing going to become in the git diffs. Okay, guys, you understand everyone what happened here? So current configuration, we have both the content having current configuration. First file having this many bytes having is of course we removed the RIP. If you remember, we decommissioned the RIP configuration. Of course they have, so some are healthy. So what are the differences? So they given you have removed this many command. Do I remove this many command? Yes.
Yes.
So always you remember this symbol is called removed. The opposite symbol going to tell the add. Let me. I added the host name. I modified the host name. Go for R2. R2. So can you see the addition? They removed this symbol, add. You have symbol. This is the addition symbol. Okay, forward side, and less than is the removal. Greater than is the addition. Clear, guys?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Now here, Ashutosh, I want side by side comparison. I can in modern technology do that. So do we have that option? Yes, we have option. Like side by side, you want to compare your file like you kdiff or notepad plus plus. So you have y means side by side, and then you have to define the width. So standard width you have to remember the 120, then followed by 5. Just click and see your comparison side by side going to come. But Ashutosh, how do I know what is my differences? यहाँ पे चेक साइड बाय साइड कंपेयर कर रहा है, but can you see this is the difference? What is change? Only the this mark, where do you find that is the change? Can you able to see the symbol? If there is no symbol, means there is no change. Let me go for the first file, then you have understand. So I will go for the first file because OS changed over. So how Linux is powerful? You are doing the Notepad plus plus copy paste and so many stuff. You can see in the something you are doing and you are getting great result. Okay, I'm doing in rather router configuration. Okay, so they have difference. They are given. They removed this file. These are the file where they removed. Okay. So I don't want the similar file. I want only the differences of file. I want difference of file. So we will go for this, and that is called press. Alpha. If you are not recall, so just go alpha out that option. Similar configuration you supposed to suppress. You can see the only the differences called alpha. You can see width 130 by default to 120. Suppress the common lines or suppress the common line. And so you can use this. You can use this 130 also, but I use the default little bit less than default. Just common line, suppress common line. So once you suppress, they will give you the what's the difference. Are you guys understanding? And this symbol say that they are replaced but with a different value. This is complete entire removed. Understand, guys?
Yes.
So okay, so this is the default one. Do we have as those others options? Yes, we have other. Diffuse. Diffuse. Okay, for that you have to install, because diff is a default one. Diffuse you want to do, just you go apt command, copy this, that you have to install the, going to give you error. But these are the features most handy. You can do thousands of line under one click. You can do different. That's a very powerful. So please we're going to use these things frequently. Let me finish this is fast. So you can ask me question here. It's helpful for you or not. This is still we are in Linux operating system because same structure means it is compiler is it is like Linux one kernel are same. You have same nomenclature in the command line. Question.
So for good.
Okay, so we have these. Okay, we will break. We will install later on. Let diff back when the. Okay, guys, if you got this kind of error, so
For me, diffuse has been installed.
okay, it's a good day if you installed you. Okay, guys, but I want to show you. Let me. I have in my system backup. We need to file where we can. I can or let me run with the DM. Okay, guys, means same thing. Let me work on the diff only. So you have this, and there is something called color diff also. Or I will show you. I will bring some folder over there. How do I bring the folder? I SCP. We can do SCP, right? Right, guys? Bring
Should work.
supposed to work, right?
Yeah, between VM and your instance also.
Yes. So working should not have limit if config have gateway of VM or this for the virtual net and 16.190 190 common LAN. Yes. So okay, we are on the common LAN and we have 50.1 here. One 190.1.1. Great. Dot 190. dot dot. Okay, great. So I'm going to send the file scp command.
You have to do SCP source file or whatever you have, then username at the rate IP address.
Leaving. Okay, host user at file 1 and user at source file user will be ASU, right? Not ASU. What is the source? Not source we should
You,
not
you,
define, only the destination, right?
yeah, so source, you will just put the file name that you want to copy.
The rate.
You don't have to define username.
Ah, yes, right. The file
Just
one backup. No, backup is LSV. What about other file here? LSL. Okay, now from here I have to do source file is R1.
just copy all the R1 files. So you can do R1 underscore star.
Tab is it's done, right? The old.
Actually, why don't you copy all R1 files?
Yes, right.
Just do R1 star.
And then we have source as a have user class V. Yes, got. Now we have to post name.
IP address.
Yes, dot one. Then file name.
Colon.
So I'm file name can be different, right?
You'll have to do colon and then where do you want to save it? Which directory you want to save it?
So home directory.
Yeah, so you'll have to do after one, you'll have to do colon, and then if you do just dot, it will copy the same file name and everything over the home directory.
No, dot means that's going to be this current file. Now, so okay, here I'm home directory.
Uh, so 56.1 colon, because without not so you have forward slash, you have to do colon instead.
Colon okay, then home directory.
They, this it will send it to root if you do just that.
Okay, so
Either define the full path or just leave it as is. So you can copy and paste it there.
now let's solve.
put so this file name r1 underscore, put it in quotes. The file name has at in it, right? So it is going to consider that you're doing username at IP address. So do colon instead. Whole file.
Now it will name.
Ashubhai, that's file name na. R1 underscore config whatever. Put the whole name in
Colon.
uh, colon. Yeah. You don't have to do slashes in there. In quotes, I mean.
Not resolved because okay, I will check. I will get back to this. I have done as not from. I have to define username. I think I supposed to take the source first.
You are copying from source already, right? So you don't have to define source. The problem is your file name has at the rate in it. Or if you want, you can just copy R1 file and just give it a simple name. So you can copy it over there.
Okay, let me copy R1 to file R1 will
3 maybe.
be R1 post for this. File extension name. Okay, done. Great. Post technical because I got the break. Not able to recall. Agree. Now we are here. Let's see the file. So we have pre and post. Now we have diff. If y module 120, I did not R1 R2
R1 post.
this. So we have these senses. Now we have to use diff. If you let me say poly all. We are in all diffuse had no installation package, whether I have or they have
Maybe it needs equal repository or some other repository.
a year diffuse virtual visual effect of diffuse, which they are not telling at all command. Correct. All the correct diff, but it's not coming for the diff. Okay, diff have, but not coming done file. Okay, let me. We are able to yes. Diffuse has no installation date. Package diffuse not available, but diffuse another package
I don't know, Ashway, maybe it requires a library update. Like, I don't know, maybe you have to do like sudo apt update first and then try to do an install for diffuse.
update then and upgrade.
No, sudo apt upgrade.
So we have to see these are and we support that option.
So I'm assuming it wasn't updated probably, and that's why it's not able to get diffused from the local repository that it has.
Okay, guys. Okay, this video is going too long, so I'm going to cut here and act next. Bye bye.